CD Projekt Red, the developers of the Witcher series and Cyberpunk 2077, is known and renowned for creating ambitious and enormous open-world RPGs led by fascinating characters, intriguing stories, and worlds that feel lived in and alive. They're also known for throwing in a bunch of charming Easter eggs and references in those worlds to provide a bit of levity, meta humor, and even a few touching tributes all throughout. And the latest 2.0 patch and the DLC expansion for Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, are no exceptions. Here are our picks for the best Easter eggs we found so far in patch 2.0 and Phantom Liberty. When you first enter Dogtown, you'll head through the market street of the EBM Petrochem Stadium. Or, if you missed this Easter egg on your first time through, you can easily return here by visiting this location on your map. As you're walking down the street, just past the gun and clothing shop, keep an ear out for two Polish gentlemen and their parked van on the right side of the street. These two men are actually Marcin Iwinski and Michał Kicinski, the two founders of CD Projekt Red, and the fact that they're selling braindance software out of the van in a crowded bazaar is actually a clever nod to the history of their company. Marcin and Michał were high school friends that would buy batches of CD-ROMs and then retail them at the local bazaar right out of their van. The Easter egg goes even deeper once you look at what they're selling. A handful of brain dances that all refer to games in CD Projekt Red's history, with the cost of each of them alluding to the year the games came out. New to Cyberpunk version 2.0 is vehicular combat, and if you want one of the best ways to experience that vehicular combat, you should seek out this Easter egg that doubles as both a tribute to rally car driver Ken Block, who tragically died earlier this year, and an awesome free ride that comes fully equipped with mounted machine guns. To get it, you'll want to travel to Northside, Watson District, and put a waypoint marker right about here. Then fast travel to Longshore North, make your way towards your waypoint, and head into the second garage on the left where you'll find the car parked. Face the driver's side door and then face right where there will be a bunch of garbage. Underneath the garbage is a box with a bunch of loot, and more importantly, the keys to the vehicle. The car itself is a Type 66 Hoon, a reference to the Hoonigan Racing Division, which is a team that Ken Block formed. And of course it has the number 43, which was the number that Ken always had on his cars. This is a very small but neat Easter egg nonetheless. In The Witcher, one of the more common and notable enemies you'll face are dog-like beasts known as Barguests.
Barguests, never a good omen.
And what is the name of the faction led by antagonist Kurt Hansen? That's right, it's the Barguests. Who knows, maybe Kurt is just a big fan of Northern English folklore and this actually has nothing to do with The Witcher, but probably not. Did you know that it's possible to fail Phantom Liberty's main story mission early on and essentially get locked out of the entire questline? It turns out that the urgency in Songbird's voice in the mission Hole in the Sky is not for show.
Run to the wreckage, V. Save her. V, the president needs your help.
If you take too long to reach and rescue President Myers, she will die, and Songbird will be super pissed at you.
Fucking motherfucking fuck!
What?
Congrats, V. You just killed Rosalind Myers and fuck the NUSA.
She'll mess with your mind, and when you wake up, Johnny will be back as your co-pilot and suggest that you go grab a drink to take your mind off the whole, letting the President of the new United States die thing.
We go on living. Start by finding us a drink.
Did you know that it's also possible to lock yourself out of Phantom Liberty's main story by choosing certain dialogue options? When you meet Idris Elba's character Solomon Reed and reunite him with President Myers, a conversation will play out that essentially lays out the plan for rescuing Songbird. Reed will start by questioning your resolve, and if you respond by telling him, "You're right, I'm out," and then follow up with, "Made my decision," you will fail the mission and be locked out of the main quest from that point forward.
Well, we'll manage without you. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Of course, you can still just load up a previous save, but still, it's pretty cool that there's built-in options for just outright refusing to go along with the story. Johnny Silverhand isn't the only gunslinging badass named John that Keanu Reeves has filled the shoes of. Of course, one of his most iconic roles is that of John Wick, and CD Projekt Red saw fit to honor the vengeful assassin with this cool Easter egg that you can find in the EBM Petrochem Stadium in Dogtown. Head to the gun shop on Market Street and walk over to the back right corner of the store. Johnny will even give a fun little reaction to the Easter egg.
Oh, fuck.
In the mission Spider and the Fly, once you and the President gain access to the expo hall, you'll spot a lone computer terminal on the desk. If you look through the emails on the computer, you'll spot an email exchange from a character named Biggs to a character named Wedge. Biggs and Wedge are of course references to Biggs Darklighter and Wedge Antilles from Star Wars. But they're also regularly recurring characters in almost every mainline Final Fantasy as well. So, is this a Star Wars reference? Final Fantasy reference? A reference of a reference? We'll leave that up to you. A quick spoiler warning here for anyone that hasn't seen the excellent anime series Cyberpunk Edgerunners, as we're about to talk about some character deaths that happened from the show. One really cool new addition that came with the 2.0 patch that ties together Edgerunners with the game are 5 new additions to the Columbarium, which you can find by heading to North Oak in the Westbrook district. You'll find a memorial for Kiwi in the outside section to your right, a memorial for Rebecca, Pilar, Dorio, and Maine near the center of the building, and finally memorials for David and Gloria Martinez in the enclosed section at the end of the building. John Wick isn't the only Keanu movie that gets referenced in Cyberpunk's new DLC. You can find a hidden room dedicated to a classic Matrix scene in Dogtown as well. To find it, start on the walkway that connects the big pyramid to the building on the northwest side. Go across the bridge, turn left, make sure to grab the relic point from the terminal here, and then hop up on top of the bridge. Follow the path along the building to the right until you're able to hop through a window. Just down the corridor, you'll spot 2 comfy looking chairs and a table with 2 pills. Bring to mind anything?
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
As you go through the main quest Lucretia My Reflection, eventually you're going to reach a point where you need to call Solomon Reed.
I'll have a double cheeseburger while you're at it.
After you do that though, you're free to enter your own numbers into the phone. And once you know it, there's a bunch already post-it noted on the wall. Enter the number 617-555-6277 to listen to a cover of Samurai's hit single, Never Fade Away.
Whoa.
And Witcher fans might want to dial 574-555-2377 for a nice surprise.
What the?
And finally, did you know that you can spot Idris Elba in Cyberpunk even if you don't have the Phantom Liberty DLC? Before he gets called into action, Reed is working undercover as a bouncer at Dino Dinovich's bar in downtown. If you head there during nighttime, you'll spot him in disguise right inside guarding the door. There's not much you can do with him, and he doesn't have much to say beyond just,
"Stop there. Careful now." "What?" "Try me."
but it's still a cool detail nonetheless. And those are our picks for the best Easter eggs in Cyberpunk 2077's 2.0 update and Phantom Liberty DLC. Did we miss any? Let us know in the comments, and for everything else, keep it here on IGN.